As we've read, there are many conservation projects that are out there. We're going to focus on one conservation project in particular, the white lions of South Africa. White lions are a rarity. In fact, since white lions were discovered by Europeans in South Africa's Timbavati region in 1938, they've typically been hunted or caged and used for breeding. Their white fur and their piercing blue eyes makes them a rarity. Despite being on the verge of extinction, they have never been and still aren't on the endangered species list, which means they have little protection against being hunted or caged. Contrary to popular belief, the white lions are not albino, and in fact, tawny lions can carry the white lion gene. However, seeing these frosty white animals out in the wild is almost as uncommon a wildlife sighting as seeing a snow leopard. Scientifically, the white lion is a result of a genetic rarity, but in a cultural narrative, they mean so much more. In the Timbavati region of South Africa, where the white lion was first spotted, the Sapiti and Songa communities considered them to be the most sacred animal on the African continent. Although a sighting was first recorded in 1938, African oral records tell a completely different story. African high priests known as Isanusi have told many tales dating some 400 years to a time when Queen Numbi reigned. The white lion was then and still is thought of as divine or sent from above. Again, white lions are not albinos. They are also not a different species of lion. Their condition is known as leucism, a rarity where a recessive mutation in the gene causes the lion's coat to vary from near white to blonde rather than the common tawny. Some albino lions, in contrast, lack pigment completely, while leucistic lions show black features on the tip of their nose, black patches behind their ears, and have the look of eyeliner around their blue-gold eyes. A cub is born white only if both of his parents carry the recessive white gene. As a result, there are instances where there will be a mix of classic tawny lion cubs and a white lion cub born in the same litter. Think of it as a similar situation to humans with blue eyes. It is, quite simply, all in the genes.
Nature's wild card can produce unique creatures like the white hippo, the yellow crocodile, and even the white baboon. The white lion is also one such miracle. Isolated, victimized, and pushed to the brink of extinction, these angelic-looking felines are not albino. Their distinctive white coats are due to a rare genetic trait that has originated from only one place on the entire planet, Timbavati in South Africa. The Global White Lion Protection Trust is run by Linda Tucker and Jason Turner.
I'm the lion ecologist for the Global White Lion Protection Trust. Our aim is to have white lions restored to their natural habitat and to have them protected by law. White lions are incredibly endangered. At the best of times, the cub survival rate is only 20%. White lions are not protected by law according to the World Conservation Union and therefore can be hunted or traded into extinction.
It has been 15 years since the last sighting of white lion in the wild. Until now.
I've been coming out to Ingwalala for about 9 years now, photographing lions. That morning, I got the surprise of my life. I'd set up on a little ledge overlooking a dried riverbed. And suddenly, down below me, I heard this massive grunting roar. And this lioness sat glaring up at me. And I realized she had cubs. And they were pure white.
I was incredibly excited to see the footage because this is confirmation that the white gene is still present in the natural endemic habitat. The occurrence of white lions is incredibly rare because both parents need to be carrying the recessive gene.
So I was very conscious that I was the first person in the world to see this remarkable pair of lion cubs. The lions were probably about a week to 2 weeks old at this stage, certainly no older than that. The lioness led them across to her daughters and they started playing together. One of the daughters tweaked a cub's tail, quite playfully, but the cubs squeaked, and Mummy instantly reacted. We got a touch of lion family discipline. And then one of the cubs saw me for the first time. The cub approached halfway across the riverbed towards me, just out of curiosity. The mother wasn't very keen on this, and she came out after it. I was quite glad that I was actually standing on a ledge, because I'm convinced, absolutely sure, that if I'd been on the level, she would have charged. I spent 40 minutes watching them, and it was an absolute delight. It's interesting to wonder whether the mother was more protective of those cubs because they were different.
The cubs that were shown in that footage were unfortunately never seen again. I think they died through infanticide.
Only 13 white lions have been observed in the wild, while approximately 100 exist in various places across the world in captivity. One of the healthy concentrations of white lions exists in the Cincinnati Zoo. The illusionists Siegfried and Roy, who used the white lions prevalently in their act, have donated the white lions in order to be used for breeding and conservation efforts. There are two parts to our challenge. The preliminary challenge is to explain the emergence of the mutation for a coloration trait in a wild population and explain how it could be determined that this trait was not albinism. The final challenge will be to choose either a lion or lioness from the wild pride from Kruger Park and a lion and lioness from the captive pride in the U.S. to breed so that it will provide the best chance of maintaining the white gene in the wild pride. So hopefully this gives you enough background that you understand the context of what we're going to be doing over the next 2 units.